All right, what's up, guys? We're here with Brandon Francis. He just got done competing at Masters Nationals here in Pittsburgh. So I had a couple of questions for him. You know, a lot of things that people ask on a regular basis, and just kind of get more into the mind of the man. So here we go. First question I have for you, B, is how does travel affect your body when it comes to competing and traveling so far with these shows?
A lot of times when you're traveling, you're really not using the bathroom like you typically would. If you sit in the airplane, you're not maybe going to urinate or even much having bowel movements like you typically would. A lot of times when you need to use the restroom, you're more in a comfort zone. Let's be honest.
Right.
So when you're traveling like that, you're really trying to keep your body at homeostasis, if you will. It can be tough. A lot of times I'll put on compression clothing, whether it be compression pants, compression socks, compression shirt, things to just kind of keep the fluid from pooling in my body. So it's little tricks like that, but I always make for certain that each and every opportunity I get, I make for certain to, go about trying to release my body or go to the restroom or do any things like that I can help to keep my body from just retaining too much fluid.
All right, and just for new competitors, we know that you leave a little bit before the show, so just a little bit of insight on would you recommend getting to the show the day before, or how do you feel about the time frame?
I've always been one of those that get to my shows pretty early. Hypothetically, Masters of Nationals Bodybuilding get on stage to yesterday, which was Thursday, but we actually made it here on Monday, and was allowed to go to early weigh-ins on Tuesday as opposed to going to mandatory weigh-ins on Wednesday. And the reason being was to just comfortably go about taking care of my business without any stress, if you will. So repeat that question again, real quick.
Just so future competitors and new competitors,
about,
right? Like the time frame.
Yeah, the time of travel. So yeah, I always recommend that if you can, always try to get there early enough, because obviously flights can get canceled. We've seen a lot of that going on.
We actually ran into that ourselves. So.
Right. You can simply have a flat tire in your car. It can be as small as things, man, that can cause you to want to stress. And we all know that when stress rises, cortisol rises. When that takes over your body, you could look like one person 1 minute and you look like a totally different person the next minute. So, yeah, always try to get there early and leave yourself any room for any mishaps.
Good. All right, moving forward. Do you have a tradition or anything in particular that you do backstage to prepare yourself mentally? What does Brandon Francis do, before shows backstage? What's a thing that you kind of do? What's your thing?
I'm a very deep person when it comes down just to my mental. Anybody around me knows that. I wouldn't say it's something traditional, if you will. I just try to get into my mental mindset, just see myself envisioning the end result, see myself on stage, hitting those shots, hitting those poses, being the first to hit the pose, the last to come out of the pose, just trying to be fluid, make sure certain that I'm presenting myself the way I need to be. But when I'm laying backstage, I'm kind of in my own world. I'm really not hanging out, talking to a bunch of people. I'm not standing up, just kind of laying down and relaxing. I've been doing this so long that, I really don't get nervous anymore. I guess when the expediters call for us to get lined up, then it's game time. But outside of that, I just chill and find something else to focus on and just lay low.
Cool. All right. So how does running your own company affect your mental when you're traveling so far for these competitions? And how does bodybuilding tie into the overall business aspect of what you do with Better Fitness?
First part of that question was, how does bodybuilding tie into running my own business?
Or how does traveling so far with these shows affect your company? Like how do
Okay.
you handle that?
Well, you just have to surround yourself with good people. And that's the key component. Without a great team around you, none of this would be possible. None of this would be possible. So always, always, always take care of the people that take care of you. Take care of your team. Make sure they're good at all times. And I don't necessarily mean just that particular time just because you're traveling. I'm talking about all the time, making sure that you have their best interests in mind, whether it's their family, whether it's them personally, just making sure that they're okay, just letting them know that it's more to the relationship than just business.
Right.
And when people know that you really genuinely care about them, things like the business while I'm going away so far, I have no worries because those folks that's there taking care of it knows how much I genuinely care about them and their families.
Right.
So it is reciprocated.
Awesome. The second part of that question was, how does bodybuilding tie into the overall business of Better Fitness?
Bodybuilding is actually allocated to my business budget. It's also part of the marketing and advertising piece for Better Fitness. It creates credibility. It creates exposure. It creates so many different avenues to go about marketing and just letting the outside world know that we are who we say we are. A lot of times people want to toot their own horns or go about bragging on themselves per se, but here at Better Fitness, we go about letting our work speak for us. Just putting a good product out there, whether it's myself, whether it's my clients or anyone, just letting them know that we do things the right way. And when you go about letting your work go about displaying who you are and what you're about and what you stand for, then that's the best form of credibility there is. So bodybuilding comes back tenfold. So it's not just about Brandon getting up there. Trust me, it's not. It's about all of us as a whole, as a core group, as a unit, going about doing what we do and doing it well. So yeah, it's a big part of business for sure.
Awesome. So here's something that some of you may not know, because it went so smoothly last night. They actually messed up Brandon's music, guys. The song that you all saw be posed to was not what he chose, nor what he practiced to.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, how do you respond to change or something that doesn't go as planned, i.e. your music at the night show?
Well, that part wasn't as hard as most people think it would. I've seen people, whether the MC or DJ or whatever the case may be, may put on the wrong music and they just totally just stop, look back, look around, do one of these, or
Right.
What's gonna change? You had nationals. It's nothing that's gonna change. It's a simple oversight, but if you're prepared, it don't matter if they put rock and roll on a country, which that's not my type of music. But at the end of the day, I'ma still make it flow. I'ma still make it work. So it's just all about the preparation aspect of it all, and just knowing how to deal with adversity, man. When you're prepared for whatever the end goal is, you'll find a way to make it work. I promise you. So when the song came on and it's the wrong song,
you guys, I think I freaked out a little bit more than Brandon did. I really did. He didn't miss a beat, man. So
hey, look, when the song, it could have been Zydeco. For anybody that knows I'm from Louisiana, it could have been Zydeco. We'd have still went about making it do what it do. So
he literally did not miss a beat, guys. So that was a pretty cool learning experience. So your coach, Blue, amazing guy, and your opposing coach, David. How do you feel about picking prep coaches, and just for people in the future, like how do you that are looking to pick a coach, what do you think that people should look into when they're picking the proper prep coach?
Well, you got to do your research, man. You got to do your research. Once again, it kind of goes back to what I said a minute ago about credibility, and letting other people go about screaming your praises, not necessarily listen to someone get on social media or whatever the case may be, brag on themselves or how great they are. If you're that good of a coach or you're that good of an athlete or whatever the case may be, those that you work with will let the world know, and that's kind of how I got, set up with Blue, and also, with David through Blue. Just looking at their resumes and just seeing the product that they put out there. It wasn't even about them bragging on themselves, because both of them really don't put out a lot of social media. Yeah, they'll put out content regarding some of their clients that do well, but they're just not guys that's always on social media just bragging on themselves. But their clients are, so did my homework, did my research, and then, for me, I mean, if a coach is great, they'll know how hard I work. And one thing about hard work, it always speaks volumes for itself. So, our relationship, whether it was me and Blue and with David, it just automatically just hit off really, really well because.
Yeah, so, picking a prep coach, that's where we were. Like you said, hard work, it'll show itself up. And,
one thing about that, no relationship takes time, guys. It's got to be some chemistry. It's got to be some cohesiveness. And whenever you're picking out a prep coach, you got to give them time to learn your body. I think a lot of time athletes on the come up, they see, coach working with a different athlete that may have done really well, and all of a sudden, like, oh, I'm going to hire that guy. I want to be just like that guy that just won the USAs or won Arnold Classic. And coach don't even know much about you, so you got to give it time. You got to give it opportunity. But in the meantime, you take care of your business, and that's to work your butt off. Letting them know that there's a hard worker, and that you're gonna do what you got to do to make things work. And over time, once your coach learn that about you, the chemistry begins. And once you develop good chemistry, then you guys become rocket fire. And after that, it's a done deal.
Awesome. Well, B, thanks for the insight, man. Top 5, at Nationals. That's huge. It was an honor for me to be there and watch, see such a huge show like that. Some great athletes up there, including yourself. So anything you want to leave off,
But definitely want to thank everyone, that sent their well wishes, that checked in, that sent their good lucks. I want to thank you guys so much for the support. In terms of just what we brought to Masters National was phenomenal, man. We was in great shape. We were full. We were hard. It was just a good package. It was a good look. Prior to even much getting on the stage, we looked at it and been like, wow, this is gonna be deadly.
Right.
And when you go into a show feeling that way, you know that you're on. Like we said in bodybuilding, you're on. So it was good. It was a good showing. At the end of the day, you want to win the first place mark. That part did happen, but obviously still finished top 5. It's a great accomplishment. And, Masters National. So anybody that knows anything about that show, that's one hard show. So more to come. Obviously, we're going to keep things rolling in high gear. 4 weeks going to North Americans and continue to make some noise. So stay tuned. We ain't done yet. We still rolling.
And as always, everyone, better fitness, rep your swag, sacrifice, will achieve greatness. We do fitness better. We do nutrition better. Brandon, thank you for your time, man, and let you rest up and enjoy the rest of your weekend, bro.
Swag activity. Peace.